Hey there, ladies and gentle babies, Spazzy Dragon here, aka Centrums, and welcome back to Avorion. So, today, on a Monday, it happens to be a day off for me, so I'm recording this video at 9:22 in the morning. The thing about the situation is that I'm feeling incredibly lazy today, so instead of progressing the game too far, I'm going to be focusing on the creation of some turrets. In one of the previous episodes, we sold all of our stock, so we actually have a sizable amount of just money. As you can see, we actually have 50 million credits of it. Now then, with that in mind, there are a couple of things we could create. We could make some mining ship turrets for our, peeps and peepettes. But before we do that, I really want to address a certain thing that some people have already commented, and I think I never actually addressed as a mistake. So, in one of the previous episodes, we kind of retired 3 of our ships. It was the Beluga, it was the Swordfish, and the newly created Bumblebee. I said that it was because of the fact they weren't moving, or rather, they weren't generating the resources fast enough, and one of the reasons for that was my lack of understanding how refineries worked. You see, for until recently, that I actually participated directly in the process, I thought that every single ship had its own... I'm really sorry, let's take a look what it is. Okay, that's object. Okay, that's fine. Let's wait until object is done with processing the ores. So let's wait until that is happening. Yep. So one of the problems is that I thought that every single ship had its own separate, quote, slot when it comes to the refinery. So essentially what I thought was, for example, ship number 1 comes in with a load of materials that it needs to be refined. And it docks on the station, it starts the timer, and depending on how much material it had on it, it would take from 5 to 20 minutes, right? What I thought, until recently again, was that if a second ship came along, it would do the same thing. But it turns out that a player shares the same slot, so that means that ship number 2 would be, in fact, sitting there for up to 20 minutes, waiting for its turn before starting its own process, and again waiting for the 20 minutes until it was done. So my big mistake was in fact that I had 3 mining ships, and they were all going back to process at the same plant. That was the big bottleneck. That was my big mistake. But that being said, I'm not going to retire them simply because the original problem remains. The ships were too large. They could not operate in the very dense, high asteroid count sectors that we sometimes come across. And yeah, that is its current problem. So right now, I'm just waiting for these alien ships to appear, and after that, we're going to start moving around again. So the way I'm going to be doing this is, in fact, I'm going to search for resource depots, like so, and now... So my question right now, actually, is which of these ships are still doing the do, so to speak. So let's see, Object is still refining the ores. It is Object 954 that is in fact idle, so... Oh, there it is. I just shot into the space so that the ships become nice and hostile. I want to see how this thing performs. Let's get a better view of it. Well, it's certainly shooting its target on the side. See, this is the moment where I kind of wish I hadn't fit those seeker turrets into the station. That was a big mistake on my part. Because for some reason I wasn't aware... Oh, wow, and there comes the Inquisitor. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, it kind of looks like this ship will need to be kind of redesigned a little bit. It will have to be placed, like the turrets will have to be placed on separate sides a little bit. But to be fair, that's, you know, that was to be expected. When I placed them down in the center of the ship, I already, you know, made a kind of note that, hey, turrets don't like it when they're placed there. But since those railguns are kind of just a placeholder for now, I'm not really that much worried about it. But yeah. So, the current situation is thus. I'm going to be moving the ships around to kind of focus on their own resource factory. So we find a, quote, base place for them. And just kind of go from there. So, for example, this place, as far as I know, does not have anything anymore. Yep. And so with that in mind, let's go here. What about here? Nope. Nothing in there either. Now, what about here? There's some asteroids there. Yeah, let's actually go and check it out for ourselves. That sounds like a worthwhile proposition. So yeah, today I want to make some turrets. But I want to make some mining turrets. Because now that I realize what the mistake was, I think we can actually redo the whole thing again. In terms of... Oh, I think I actually mined this place out. No, I did not in fact mine this place out. Okay, so you are gonna mine. Then you are in fact... In fact, you're gonna jump here, or find the ores, jump back, and loop. So right now, I'm gonna note that this place is for the object to mine in, and at the same time, we still have our second mining ship. Whose name I actually forgot, so interesting. Okay, so it was the 1409, actually. 1409 is all the way here, so that is perfectly fine. That is actually perfectly fine. The further apart these things are, the better for us in the long run, I think. Dirty Job is still cleaning out that place, which is also completely fine, which means that for us... Which means for us, we can actually focus on different things. So I already said, I really want to make more 90% efficiency turrets to place on these things. Because if we are going to make these ships small, we might as well populate all the turrets that we can. Now, at the same time, I do kind of want to make them small. So, turret factory, let's see what we can get. So let's build a turret. We're looking for the... the R mining turret with 90% efficiency, but here's the thing. Too many slots. So, I don't like that. So my question is, can I reduce the size of the slots? Like, what actually influences the size of the turret? Okay, so that is definitely the impact of the... What? That's an almost 100% efficiency. Okay, that is definitely the range. And as far as I know, targeting cards don't actually do anything. How did I get a 97 efficiency? All I did was just... It's really strange. Oh, did I max it out? Yeah, I think I maxed it out, that's the thing. But it's 3 slots. What the hell? Wait. Our mining turret. 2 slots. Because it's a double mining turret. What else do we have here? Xanian R mining turret. 3 slots. The hell? Okay. So it's not the double aspect that makes it into 3 slots. 2 slots. Very strange. And as for you, you are currently doing the 2. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so it looks like... I think what's gonna happen is... I'm actually just going to make these turrets. Let's see how good can I put the... Okay, no, never mind. The efficiency on that is actually pretty crap. So this was the 3-slot variant. And this was the 2-slot variant. And as you can see, it was already 90%. So I could go all the way up. This is really strange. So this is only the range. And that's it. And that's it. Okay, missions log. Let's see. So we're just going to set this thing up. So this is kind of interesting. So this is going to be it. This is going to be a rare Xanian mining turret. Only 2 or 3 to make. How many do we want? 10 maybe? That's gonna be like 2 million credits if I'm not counting the parts, obviously. Because the parts ended up being the more expensive thing than the actual turret production itself. Interesting. Oh, how do we want to do this? Now, I think what we are going to have to do is, first of all, I'm going to write this down because I'm really bad at remembering things. So it's going to be a blue R mining turret. Yeah, let's do it. So, first things first, let's find some laser compressors. We're going to use the laser modulators. Laser heads, laser modulators. So it's not actually here. Okay, so you have finished doing the do. So please go over here instead. Mine, go back, refine, go back, repeat. And all is done again. So laser compressors is not something we get here. What about laser modulators? Laser modulators are, in fact, being sold here. And they're actually sold right there from the turret factory. Now, before you are what is the name for that? Yes, very much stronger. Oh, wow. That's a very, very good beam. And we will obviously make use of it. Though perhaps not just now. Now, I'm actually going to switch to this sector real quick. So yeah, the dirty job is actually just getting some very, very good things, because I just saw something... Oh yeah, there we go. Exotic unarmed turret slots. See, that's the thing. I really want... Like, I really want the dirty job in similar ships. There we go. To kind of stick around fighting zones like this, because, like, it would be even better if I somehow managed to find myself a... If I managed to find myself a kind of border between two places, two factions that are in fact hostile with each other. Because then I would just have a constant battle zone to salvage in. Like, that would be such a good thing. But yeah, let's go back to Mr. Krabs for a moment. So as I already said, laser modulators. And we're gonna make 10 turrets like that. Sense makes. Actually, do we only want 10? Like, we have the civilian turret things for days. You know what? Let's say I want 3 miners. Let's say I want 5 turrets each. Let's actually go for 15 then. So, laser modulators. I want 10. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Only cost us 7 million credits. Yep, so, high capacity lenses. First of all, we are going to buy the necessary amount to hit 12, which is 3. And after that, we're going to buy 14 more of them. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Look at this credit amount just keeps going down. Though I assure you it is going to be for a good reason. So, what else do we need? Conductors. 7 out of 15. Math. Math. I hate math. Where's that freaking calculator? 15 times. How many do we need? 15? Yeah. So that would be 225, which obviously I do not. So let's write that down, actually. 255. So, let's go for steel. though sadly we do not end up with panties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Please, that wasn't much. But now, we just need the conductors and the laser compressors, so we are going to start off with checking whether or not we don't actually have conductors in this system, which, by the way, we don't. But that is perfectly fine, because there is another turret supplier back here. And by the way, like, we're already up to almost a, like, 1/3 of a million. So, again, it's one of those situations where right now, money is not really that big of a problem. So then, about those conductors. Conductors, there you are. So let's start with that. Easy does it. Let's not ruin the party. So, trade goods. So, conductors. We need a total of how much? 255? Why 255 if it's the same amount of steel? 225. Yeah. I'll just buy in excess. Don't really care. It's cheap as hell. Might as well. And laser compressors. Ah, there we go. So 21. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we are ready to go back. So after this is done, I'm actually going to very quickly swap out all of the existing turrets for the ones that I've just created. I still kind of wish that the mining lasers were a little bit longer ranged. Simply because the ship AI is not always all that reliable. So I kind of wish it was an option. Okay, come now, come now, come now, come now. As long as you don't ram the station, I'm not gonna be upset with you, Mr. Krabs. Although, how can you be upset with Mr. Krabs? He is such a nice person. Right, so, build turrets. We're gonna be building these ones right here. And as far as I know... Oh, we did max them out, yeah. Is this it? Okay, so let's really quickly take a recap again. So 97.5 efficiency, 2 slots, and that's basically it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep. And there we go. We have 15 arm mining turrets. Which we are actually going to go and install this very moment. So this means that every single ship is going to have 5 of them, which is really good, because I'm pretty sure that each ship does have 10 slots. Or at least it should. I'm not exactly sure just yet. Okay, let's take a look. So, number 1, how many slots do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are missing 2 slots, which is perfectly fine. We should have some of these really crappy armed, unarmed turret slots. Boosh. That brings us up to 10. And now we can just install them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't think this through, did I? It's kind of like this. Oh, seriously? Where am I gonna place the last one? It can't be on the bottom though. Well, let's do it like this. It's not gonna be pretty though. Okay, so this actually means that we do not have enough miners. We do have 8 crewmen though. Yep, that's perfectly fine. Alright, so that is enough. Please mine, go here, refine, go back, repeat. And there it goes. Perfect. And the fact that these turrets actually have a good range means that it is just going to be even faster. So I think this was worthwhile. So let's quickly jump back to object. And let's do the same thing for him. By the way, feel free to just... hello. Do you have anything for me? No? Good. So, as I already said, we're gonna do the exact same thing here. Like this. So, first of all, this thing also lacks 2 turrets, so I'm just gonna boosh that right in. This brings us up to 10. And then we're gonna place the turrets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. Easy. The only thing is that I forgot where I was sending it to. It might have not been there, though. Well, this is annoying. I have actually forgotten where my mining ships were. Okay, let's take a look over there. Should be easy enough to check, if anything. Okay, yeah. There are definitely things here. So, you are going to do the following things. Okay, so, resource. There we go. There's a resource thing here. Mine, go up here, refine, go back, repeat. And there he goes. Good. This means we have enough of these new turrets for another 1 mining ship. Which is just as well because I might as well make it. But before we do, let us take a small look back at this turret factory and see if by chance we cannot create something interesting. So build turrets. So what do we have here? Double Tesla turret. 1240 DPS. That is a lot of DPS. What is the biggest DPS here, actually? Actually, what happens if I max everything out? So, suddenly it's... wow. See, if only... I mean, this range is actually pretty good. Create new blueprints from turrets. I don't actually think any of my turrets are this good. Inventory. I don't even have anything like that. That is a very good DPS. What else do we have? Our salvage launchers, repairs, railguns, pulse cannons. See, here's the big deal. It's a 900 DPS turret that occupies one slot. It occupies one slot. That's the big deal about it. Obviously, it has a... oh. That's fine. Let's just go here and refine. And just go back and salvage. Yeah, that'll be fine. So what else do we have? Mining turret, lightning turret. So this thing, like the lightning turrets, the thing that I like is the increased range. But obviously it also has the charge thing. But, at the same time, this DPS is much, much lower. So, I don't really know what to say. Bolter turret. You know, the thing about, like... the whole bolter turret thing, it overheats. I mean... fair enough, it overheats, but at the same time, like, what do we have? Like, anti-fighter, double cannon, chain gun also overheats. So, this thing does not overheat. Hold up, take a look at this. Short range, fair enough, but that is an amazing amount of DPS and one slot. Although, the manufacturing cost for each individual turret is almost 1,000,000 credits. That is genuinely tempting. That is genuinely tempting. And not to mention these things. Like, it's the same idea. Ionized projectiles burst fire. That is really nice and all. Oh, 28% shooting until overheated. But it actually doesn't say that it overheats. So I might be missing something here. The thing is, I want to start manufacturing my own turrets, so... Huh. What would happen if I built my own turret factory? Would that make things easier? Because the problem is, I don't know how much a turret factory costs, and if it's worth creating it here. Or maybe, we don't really need to worry about that right now, because we are already ready to pass through the barrier. Okay, so the thing is, I think I have found, like, in one of these explored yellow sectors that we had, I think there was a thing here somewhere. I know I'm making a lot of sense right now, but I'm trying to kind of continue to my my train of thought. But no, the whole idea was that ooh. Did I actually just... Did I actually just lose something? Hey, Inquisitor. I think I just lost something. I mean, did I? Okay, let's deal with this guy. Because one of the things is I really do need to kill more NPCs, just so I can pick up better gear. And the closer I kill them to the barrier, the better. That's not actually what I wanted to do, but okay. So these pirate NPCs are actually doing more damage to me than some of the bosses, and that's kind of funny in a way. I think one of our ships actually has lost its shields. That's why I'm not hitting this thing correctly. I'm kind of keeping an eye on what's happening with the other ships right now. Actually forgot that I have torpedoes on me. I see some yellow things in the distance, and I think it's time for me to grab them. And I'll check it out what it is after a moment. Oh no. Well, turret control systems are always a good thing. So the interesting fact is that all of my, auxiliary ships are actually doing surprisingly well. And there's also the fact that they are much faster than I. One of my ships just lost its shield. So that kind of means that the defenses are kind of lacking. It looks like it's the Inquisitor that's having those issues. Notice that I'm actually using a lot of torpedoes. Because I just want to very quickly go through this fight, since the episode's already kind of long. I do appreciate the fact that, like, they spawn in waves. But yeah, right now, the secondary ship of ours is actually kind of useless. Maybe I should equip that with the good turrets. Like the good chain guns. So you just can brute force people, just fly straight up to them and just all over it. So yeah, this place right now is where I want the dirty job to be. Please stop doing that. Game, can you... Okay, there we go. So, you. I actually need him to be here before I set it out. What did I lose? Something very insignificant, apparently, because that did not take a lot to fix. Are you coming? Okay, so first of all, you two can go back. And just patrol the sector again. Now, as for you, you need to become here. So that I can go back to... Actually, I'll probably go back there now as well. So, you are going to salvage, go back, refine ores, go back, and keep salvaging. That sounds like a worthwhile proposition. What do you think? Simply because of the fact there's a lot of things to salvage here. That's kind of besides the point. These are some trinium ships, I think. So before I stop today's episode, I kind of quickly want to see, what do we have by DPS? Excuse me? That is some big deeps, and those deeps need to become... Wait, should I break that down and just make a whole bunch of turrets with that? Ooh, that is tempting. That is very tempting. Okay, so since it's only like 2 slots, I should be able to at least test it out before I do something stupid, like dump like 15 million credits in a turret that it's actually not that good. So, let's see. So, Inquisitor, I'm going to borrow you for a couple of seconds. Let's sort by DPS. Double bolter turret. Quad bolter turret. Xanion. 2 slots, 4 gunners. Ooh, that is a big turret. Okay, so what about it? Ah... I wonder if the game does not take this cooldown into account. And so that means that... Okay. If the overheat is just as quick as the cooldown, then that means that in practice, this turret is only 2,400. Very, very interesting. Because in practice, what this means is I could, in fact, make more of these. And just give all of them. So, what's the range on that thing? 6.47. That's a decent enough range. So I kind of want to see how this thing fares without ramming the target, preferably. Come here. Oh, that was a lot. I like this gun. I really like this gun. Okay, but what level is it? 37. Okay. So... okay. 37. That's interesting. Which means that... What does it mean, actually? Wow, look at this. This is amazing. I want more of these. So I kind of wonder if this is exactly what the game is kind of... Like, if this is the actual way that I'm supposed to play the game. Like, I find a interesting turret. I dismantle it. Like, I don't actually use it. I dismantle it. That's so strange. Wait. Okay, Mr. Krabs, go over there, please, for a moment. I want to become there. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna switch to sector. I want to see what would happen if I would, in fact, turn this thing into a schematic. Because bolter turrets are, technically speaking, cheap-ish. Like, they're low-tech, technically speaking. So, they should be relatively cheap-ish to create. The actual production costs notwithstanding. So... I'm kind of curious, like, can this be done? And is this the actual way I should have been doing this for the longest time? So let's build turrets. Let's enter this thing. Alright. Let's go by DPS. And this is not the bolter turret. This is not the bolter turret. I screwed up. I forgot that I actually did place it on the ship with a view. Oh, this is strange. I'm so used to the game just automatically placing me in the ship with a view that I wasn't ready for that. So, let's go quickly back to Mr. Krabs. Wait. Maybe I wouldn't be able to even create it because it's legendary and it's not... Is it though? Wait. Build turrets. So... Okay, it's exotic. 2.339. Ooh, that is a lot. Okay, so first of all, it's gonna cost us 2.8 million to create it into a blueprint. Okay, and now we go in the inventory blueprints, make this, and holy... Oh, wow. That is actually a... But the scary thing is, it might actually be worth it. Alright, ladies and gents, we're gonna stop here. And in the next episode, we're gonna figure out whether or not we want to do this. Because, holy hell, that is a lot. Cheers.